Well, hello everybody, it's Bella here from Rach and Bella Crafts, and I've just come on to do a quick flip through of my finished and completed journal with my favourite things, and the kit is from Rach and Bella, and she's absolutely beautiful to work with. So if you haven't bought her yet, then I suggest you go on over to Rachel's KoFi Shop or her website and purchase it straight away because it is absolutely stunning. Right, shall we just get straight into it? Just making sure I'm on screen. I didn't have any white crochet ribbon, so I put this beautiful cream crocheted ribbon on, and it's absolutely lovely with it, so I think I quite like it. So there she is. So she's all finished, bit chunky, but still beautiful. Bella's feeling much better, much more like her old self. I think I just got really tired, so I apologize for any concerns or worry that I may have caused you. So I am fine. I'm fighting fit today. So let's get straight into it, shall we? So I'll take this crocheted ribbon off, crocheted lace, whatever you want to call it. I'll just check now again that I'm on screen, because every time I move it, it moves. So there we go. You've seen the cover. I've done some stitching around here. This is vellum, and I put these little bits of lace with some flowers on and some lace on the spine. Shall we measure her? Let me get my bear with, I've got it. Excuse me. Now the cover is not quite 6 inches, as you can see, less 2/8, and that's the width, and just well, that's funny, 8 2/8 lengthwise of inches. So let's do it in centimeters and see what we get. So it's 20.5 centimeters long and 15 centimeters wide. Now let's see what this little gator mouth is. So she's, just a minute, it's loosely in my hand, 12 centimeters by, I would roughly say 4.5 inches, and the spine is 1.5 inches by 4 centimeters. So that's nice and neat. That's a nice number. I got some corners on the edge in there because I can never get them tidy, so I always put corners on the edges to make sure it's all nice and neat down there. That's material at the back there that I've taken out of my stash. Okay, let's go inside, shall we? So I've just finished the front page here, and I've made this lovely big tag, and you can write over that with a nice dark pen, I'm sure. And what I've done with the lace, let me just pop that out a moment, I've taken it in a bit further, so she's glued down a little bit more into the middle so this doesn't flop about, and I did make bigger ones. Okay, and I've just done the envelope. I've just put some lace on here and some lace and a button on there, and I thought that could go on there like so. Never goes back in when you want them to, do they? Bear with me, I don't want to break the lace, so, but it does fit there nicely. So it's because it's a corner. This is why I always round off my corners as much as possible, and I've rounded off the corners on there. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. I put some lace down the edge in there. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to show you as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Book page there. These were the ones that I kept flipping past. There. So they went in there nicely. So I was really pleased with those. They're quite cute. It's another kit page there. That's one of the toppers I put on there, because I was making toppers and I was wondering what to put on the front, and in the end I did it out of vellum. So there's one of those over the page tucks, and there's still space there. I need to back that, don't I? Or do I? Maybe I won't bother. And there, I backed that one. Okay, so that one's done. Went a bit quick then, didn't I? Sorry. There, and these are all the fussy cuts that I put down the edge in there. That is gorgeous. I love that page. Now I've done this morning, and I bought these. Where is she throwing those now? She being me. I bought these from Amazon, and they came this morning because I want them for the wedding journal. So I thought I'd put one on here just to try it out, and I put these lovely little flowers down there, and it's over the page, and they are tucks, so there's still room to put things in there in that one. Okay, so there's a tuck there, the envelope, and I put some ruffles down the edging, and these are all flippy floppy, but I shall straighten them up. And you've got 3 pockets. They're book pages that I've made that out of. And there's another envelope there. You could put that over the top and do the same thing. In fact, I could leave it like that, couldn't I? And I put that on there on this bag. Now, what I've done here, I've got this one at the back. Okay, let me see if I can get that back in. Yes. And then I put another one in this pocket here. But I haven't put a tab on it because I didn't want it to interfere with this little tab here, so you could see it. Okay, so that's that. And that goes in there nicely. Little tuck in there. And then when you line them up, they look rather nice like that. All right. And then I put, now these were the ones I had in the front, and they were a little bit floppy. Okay, but you can write on the back of those, so I've cut those down. And I put another one of those from the kit on there. That's beautiful. I love that. It's got lace there, and it's got lace on there. Why that looks dark like that is because it's quite a dark, don't know what I've done with it now. Cotton. And it's really, really lovely. So it would be lovely for slow stitching. I've got a ruffle down here. And I've just finished these off now today. I didn't put a topper on that one because I didn't want it to stick out the top. But you could put a topper on. I was going to put that on there, and then I changed my mind and I put it here instead because I felt that needed a little something. Okay, that's a book page that I've extended there. This is a sweet little one, isn't it? I love that. That is so sweet. And I put some words throughout. Some collage in there. Yep, that's the same page. This is 120 GSM paper I'm using here. This is coffee paper, which is 80 GSM, which Rachel not photocopied. She tea dyed them, and we took them to the retreat. So I've got those. But I absolutely love this paper. It's absolutely beautiful. Just check I'm in the middle, yes. Okay, and I put another one of those on there. Doesn't it go well with that though? Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. There's still more tucks if you want to add some little things yourself. This will be going in my KoFi shop, Bella's Crafty Studio, if you're interested. And it should be listed by the time you see this. I like that. That's a nice one. I really like that one. And I've stitched across there now, so it picks that up. There's a flip there. You can do something in there if you want. And I've got writer's block on there because I think I've had, I haven't had writer's block, but I've certainly lost my mojo. But it's come back. And I'm looking forward to making the wedding journal. So I've got 2 little pockets there, which are in the kit. Now, that one was there before. That was the bit I cut off the bottom of, and I thought I'm not going to waste it, I'm just going to pop it in there. That's what I cut off the bottom of the ones that were in the front, okay? Lovely book page there and there. And I've got some wedding trim on here. So that goes in there nicely. And there's a little typewriter on there. Hopefully they haven't got writer's block. Flip out there and you can do something inside there and hide a pocket in there. I couldn't put any more in because I was afraid of breaking the spine. That's always the way, isn't it? You go so far and then you think, oh dear, maybe I ought to stop. A little ruffle on here. That's a beautiful page. Absolutely beautiful. She did considering she wasn't very well when she did this, I think she's done a marvellous job. So well done, Rachel. Always up to her standard. That's gorgeous. And I've got KoFi in chapters there. And these are, I've just got one and I've stitched around that one. I don't know whether you can see that, but there is stitch in there, look. And I've stitched down here as well. Another ruffle. So there's plenty of space for you to write if you wanted to. There's a little envelope there. Quiet moments, I thought went well with her sitting there with reading her book. That's unusual, isn't it? But I do like it. And I love that page. So I've somehow managed to match those up. I don't know how I did that, but I did. And that went in there. And I don't think I even noticed it when I made it, but afterwards then those two kept bouncing out at me. So that was very lucky, wasn't it? So that's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I've made a tag with that. I've just made the tag now for the back, which I shall show you. Now I like this tag, and this is paper, by the way. Okay, so I've just laid that up and I put a paper ruffle on the top, and that says ink blot. Because this is all about my favourite things. I'm not sure an ink blot is a favourite thing, but there we go. Now I've stitched all the way around here, so that looks rather nice. I'm really pleased with that. There is a pocket there if you want to add something else, but as I say, I had to stop somewhere. These are cute, I think. I like those, they're really cute. And my ruffle on here and a ruffle on here. So that's the middle page of the third. There are 3 signatures, by the way. I don't know whether I mentioned that. Goes in there nicely. She's having a little read there quietly. That's another one that I like. I've just put that on there. I thought, oh, let's add some buttons. Why not? Bella's getting her mojo back, so she started adding things, which is rather nice. It's a nice little tag. That says stamps. And this is the first one I did, and I've just popped these little fussy cuts in there. Isn't that beautiful? That's what I've got in the front, on the front tag. And I've just added these flowers down here, and the same this side. Okay. It's another lovely tag. I do love making tags, as you've guessed. Right, we're near the end now. Oh, this was a nice one. I really enjoyed doing this. And that was the other bit of the bottom of the back one. And I thought that would go in there nicely. And it did. It fitted in there beautifully. I didn't want to add any more because I knew it had to go in here. And that says paper stack. So that goes in there just right. And I like that. And that's that one. Okay. Will that go back in nicely? Should do. Nothing ever works when you're trying to do it on camera, does it? And then that one there, that's the top of the other bit. That was in the back and I cut it down, so I didn't want to waste them. So they're not wasted. They've been made into smaller tags, okay? It's a side tuck here. That was so pretty, that rose. Fussy cuts down the edge in there with some stitching. I don't know whether you can see the stitching. I've taken photographs which will roll on after this video with close-ups, okay? So you'll be able to see them more clearly, especially the stitching on here. All right, last page, and there's the last tag in here. and I've yet to stitch around that one. I forgot that one, so I shall stitch there, and I have put a staple in there, so I may have to take the staple out and do it again, or not. I may leave it as it is. So I hope you like her. She's a bit chunky and she stands up like this, but I think she's absolutely beautiful. So I shall let you watch the photographs now, and hopefully somebody will like her and pop on over and buy her out of my shop. Thank you all so much for your lovely comments. They really cheered me up because I was going through a bit of a difficult time health-wise, but I've bounced back fortunately. So thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you will continue to watch my channel. Bye for now.